What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Real Fan Sports. My name is Zach, and today we're doing a little solo dolo reaction to a guy that has been recommended so much, a guy that has recently retired from some formats of cricket, and that is no other than Rohit Sharma. Now, look, this isn't a highlights video. It's still hard to find those and those that we're allowed to react to, but this one is by Sportica, and it's called The Most Destructive Indian White Ball Batsman and Calm Captain, Rohit Sharma. So I'm sure there'll be some highlights in it and a lot of storytelling to let me know what Rohit Sharma is all about. Let's get into it.
Imagine you're a little boy from a small town in a third world country with your whole family living in one room, where dreams are just too big of a thing for boys like you. But one day you're playing around in a cricket camp just for fun, and a talent scout picks you out from thousands of kids. He becomes a sort of fairy godmother for you, enrolling you in a fantasy school where you can both study and train properly for cricket. And even though
that's pretty cool, I definitely did not know that there's like special schools that are based all around cricket. I mean, I know like here, like there's schools that are better in sports, so like their training programs are better. Now, is that the same thing this is, or is this like a specific like just cricket school?
you're too poor to play it, he sees such promise in you that you'll get a full scholarship.
That's dope.
Fast forward 20-something years and you're one of the top cricket players in the world.
World Cup is all the more pressure, and he's just been outstanding, and as I said, he deserves all the credit, and according to me, he's at the moment top ODI player in the world.
And considered one of the best batsmen of his generation and one of the greatest opening batters of all time. Sounds just like a movie, but it's the real life of Rohit Sharma, who might be one of the best captains.
Yeah, a little bit. Small town, poor, growing up, recruited to go play at a school, now becoming one of the best ever. That sounds like a movie to me.
India has ever had.
ICC names T20 Cricket World Cup champion.
But also the most
That was
underrated.
really cool to watch, man.
In this video, you will find out just what he had to overcome, his struggles, his achievements, but most importantly, how he's been done dirty by the world of cricket.
Now that's interesting. I know this is a lot of pauses all at once, but I've never actually heard anything like this, that people felt like he's been done dirty. I mean, I know, you know, where we come in, it's his later part of his career and stuff like that, but everybody seems to have mad respect for Rohit Sharma, like whether they're from India or from other countries. So I didn't know that there's a storyline to where people feel like he's been, I guess, not respected the way that he deserves to be. That's interesting.
Rohit Sharma is an Indian international cricketer who currently captains the India national cricket team across all formats. He is a right-handed batsman.
And if one's not good enough, I'm going to hit you again.
Considered one of the best batsmen of his generation,
Gone way back into the stand.
वो खड़े हो जाते हैं तो लगता है कि इनके पास दुनिया का सारा समय है, आराम से खेल सकते हैं, उनको कोई आउट ही नहीं कर सकता.
and one of the greatest opening batters of all time.
Did open for us in the T20 World Cup. We thought, it will be good to have him as an opener because he cuts and pulls well. He's a natural stroke player again once he gets going, if he can play long innings.
Sharma is known for his timing, elegance, six-hitting abilities,
Bad ball and a brilliant shot to get that kind of a distance.
and leadership skills. Sharma holds several batting records which famously include most sixes in international cricket, most double centuries in ODI cricket.
It's hit very well.
Dang. Okay. Like I said, I knew he was good. I mean, I know everybody's told us, and we got to watch, a bit of it during T20 World Cup, some during the Test series with Australia and so forth. But I didn't know he held the records like that. So he's had the most double centuries in ODI, and then also the most did they say Test sixes? Is that what they said internationally? That's it. That's actually insane. Or just sixes in.
And it's a moment of history for Rohit Sharma. First batsman to score 2 double hundreds in ODI cricket.
Most centuries at Cricket World Cups and joint most hundreds in 2020 internationals.
What
Rohit
does
Sharma
he do?
is the first player to score 5 T20I centuries.
Cuts the gloves, mid-pitch, and has done it on a big stage once again.
He's not only a national pride, but an inspiration to many. And how like Rome wasn't built in a day, it took him a lot to come to this point, and more to get all the love that he gets. The devotion that fans have for him can barely be compared to others. To many, he's the real underdog.
Wait, how do you say that? The devotion that fans have for him can barely be compared? Like it's lesser or it's more than? I'm assuming more.
That fans have for him can barely be compared to others. To many, he's the real underdog. The one who works behind the scenes but rarely gets the credit for it. But let's see how this story started. How did he get to be a player of this stature?
भगवान एक ही होता है क्योंकि वो एक्सपेक्ट करते थे अगर मैं कर सकता हूँ तो शायद दूसरे भी कर सकते हैं बट रोहित शर्मा वैसे खिलाड़ी है जो रोहित शर्मा कर सकते हैं ना वो शायद कोहली भी नहीं कर सकते.
Sharma was born on the 30th of April 1987 in Bansad Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. His mother, Purnima Sharma, is from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. His father, Gurunath Sharma, worked as a caretaker of a transport firm's storehouse, so it is clear that he comes from a very underprivileged family background. Not only that, his parents couldn't even afford to provide everything a child needs. Sharma was raised by his grandparents and uncles in Borivali because of his father's low income. He would visit his parents, who lived in a single-room house in Dombivli, only during weekends. So not only
Wow, that's crazy. Crazy upbringing. Dealing with struggles with money is one thing, but then also not being being able to be around your mother and your father and stuff like that, living with the grandparents, and then how that has to feel as the parents as well. That's brutal.
only did he struggle financially, but he also had to be away from his family. And, call it luck, divine intervention, or just fate, Sharma joined a cricket camp in 1999 with his uncle's money. He caught the eye of Dinesh Ladd, his coach at the camp and a friend of his uncle's, who was also scouting for talent. He asked young Rohit to change his school to Swami Vivekanand International School, where Ladd was the coach and the cricket facilities were better than those at Sharma.
Now, is this actual footage of him, or is this like just, whatever footage just to, pull the story together?
As old school. But
I think it's crazy just like watching that, how young, and they showed it a little bit earlier too, like how young and how poised they are at such a young age like that. I mean, like, out here, you start kids off playing sports, I don't know, you might do like some type of tumbling or something crazy like that at like 2, but really kids don't start diving into sports until, well, maybe more like 3, but kids don't start really getting into sports until like 5 years old, maybe 4. And then, eventually you start getting more competitive and stuff like that as you start getting into like 8, 9, 10 and so forth. But I don't know many kids at that young of an age that look as poised as whoever that kid is in that those clips.
But of course, with an upgrade also comes an increase in price, and his family was nowhere at a point where they could pay for it. Sharma recollects, "I told him I couldn't afford it, but he got me a scholarship, so for 4 years I didn't pay a penny and did well in my cricket. Maybe good people still exist in the world, or maybe Ladd just saw the spark in him that he saw every time he comes on the pitch now." Ladd convinced the school director to accept Sharma as a student and waive his entire fee so that he would have access to good training facilities. Although Sharma started off as an off-spinner who could bat a bit, it wasn't long before Ladd noticed his batting ability and promoted him from number 8 to open the innings. He excelled in the Harris and Giles Shield School cricket tournaments, scoring a century on debut as an opener. Talk about entering the world with a bang. His brilliant playoff began as early as his domestic career. Sharma made his List A debut for West Zone against Central Zone in the Deodar Trophy at Gwalior in March 2005. Even though he didn't make any lasting impressions in his first match, it was Sharma's unbeaten innings of 142 in 123 balls against North Zone at the Maharana Bhopal College Ground in Udaipur in the same tournament that brought him
Okay, damn, so that's back in 2005, so 20 years ago?
Into the limelight. He visited Abu Dhabi and Australia with the India A squad and was then included among India's 30-member probables list for the upcoming ICC Champions Trophy tournament, although he did not make the final squad. After making his first-class debut in 2006, he went on to smash the records. He made his Ranji Trophy debut for Mumbai in the 2006-07 season and scored 205 off 267 balls against Gujarat. Mumbai went on to win the tournament with Sharma scoring a half-century in his second innings in the final against Bengal. He went on to captain for Mumbai later. And maybe legendary debuts are just written in his blood.
And now Rohit Sharma in his first test match ensures that there's a bit more pressure on him now. So we have really the new face of Indian cricket.
Sharma made his test debut at Eden Garden in Kolkata against West Indies and scored 177.
Damn. So opening shot in Test cricket puts up 170. I mean, like I said, we've heard all the things about how great of a batsman he is, and I think there was a couple of games. One that I know one for sure that we watched during the T20 World Cup. That we got to see a little bit of that spark, and a lot of people were kind of telling us how he's been really a shell of himself. Like a lot of people feel like he was retired before he was retired, just kind of soaking in the moment, where instead of being I guess that demanding captain like people have known him to be, or that dominant force on the cricket ground. But I mean, I didn't realize that from a start like that to put up 100 and 73 runs is, I mean, that's insanity. Just to come out on top like that.
Will run away down to third man, a century on debut. He's shown so many qualities in this innings that you always wished of him.
Tremendous innings from Rohit. He'd had to wait so long to get this opportunity.
The second highest score on debut by an Indian to Shikhar Dhawan. He followed it up with 111 not out in the second test at his home ground, the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, proving right off the bat that it wasn't just beginner's luck. Recently, Sharma surpassed Sachin Tendulkar's record for the most centuries in World Cup history, and we could go on all day about how great of a player he is, but what makes him a great captain? The answer might be in his extensive knowledge and his incredible instinct of the game. This is what lots of great players even can't achieve sometimes, a total command over the field. Speaking of Rohit, Coach Robin Singh has said, "We must also remember that he had been a part of Deccan Chargers that had won the IPL in 2009. He had a feeling of what it takes to win.
He's been pretty successful even in Indian cricket. If you talk about Test cricket, that's a different ball game. But I think in the shorter formats, he's been probably one of the top batters, if not after Virat Kohli.
He was an integral part of the side as well. One thing about Rohit is that he is a very self-assured.
Hey, speaking of which, we just finished up the IPL 2025 championship as of the day that I'm recording. Shout out Virat Kohli finally getting his IPL championship, man. What a game that was for RCB.
Person. Nonchalance is a way of life for him. As a leader, he picked up a lot of nuances from MS Dhoni.
It's important to get good starts. I mean, obviously he's somebody who's been opening.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. So he played with MS Dhoni. So that I was curious about that. I talked about him being, possibly one of the best captains. And I remember when we first checked out MSD, that's what everybody said. The one thing that, outside of his, skillful at being a wicketkeeper as a batsman and stuff like that, it's his captaincy that really shines through. Who do y'all feel like is the better captain? Is it MS Dhoni? Is it Rohit Sharma? Let me know in the comments.
Dhoni.
It's important to get good starts. I mean, obviously he's somebody who's been opening for India, and that's the preferred place for him.
But he has added his touch to it and made it his own.
As you do.
I think his game suits this format more than anybody else. He's got a fantastic range of strokes. I think with our team, there are a lot of guys who come down order. We have quite a long batting lineup, so he's able to play his game quite freely.
He's not scared to show his emotions on the field. It's very unique to Rohit. It is only something that he does. He is described as very intense, focused, but also calm at the same time. His tactical precision is very hard to mimic, making him a reliable individual on whom both players and audiences can trust to carry the game forward. Former England skipper Ewan Morgan, who won the ICC Cricket World Cup 2019 with 3 Lions at home, said that Rohit's authentic passion separates him from others.
I'm a big fan of Rohit Sharma as a captain and as a leader.
And this calmness and belief in himself is what makes him so approachable. He's not an out-of-reach god that young players would get scared of. Rather, he's someone they can come to, learn from, and in that way build an undefeatable squad.
For me, having a combination like that and the calm nature of Rohit Sharma and the experiences he has had over the years, he will be able to utilize that.
The best example.
I mean, like, I know for me playing sports, I mean, the guy that I'd want to be my captain is someone that's, one, always looking out for the best of the team. Whether not the best for the individual necessarily, but the best for the team overall. But someone who's kind of been through it, that knows, has had multiple different types of experience, those good, those bad, how to corral his guys around it, but is also very precise in the actions that he wants to move forward with. And it seems like that's what Rohit is. He has all the different skills. He has the experiences both with cricket and with life. And he kind of combines those together in his own way to, transport his message onto his teammates. I mean, that's what you want in a captain. I don't know what you could ask more for.
Of this might be what he's done with Mumbai Indians. After joining in 2011 but coming to captaincy in 2013, he has since then led the team to victory a total of 5 times, the highest the team has won in the IPL.
Jeez.
This record is only shared by Chennai Super Kings.
I was about to say they tie with the Super Kings, even though they sucked a little bit this year. We ain't gonna talk about it. Don't be disrespecting my Super Kings now.
Not only does he know his players in and out, making it possible for him to know exactly where and when to place whom he puts his faith in people.
He has grown into leadership. Obviously, leadership was entrusted upon him in 2013.
One of the most brilliant things the entire franchise of Mumbai Indians did was scouting young Indian talents early in their career and shaping them to come together as the perfect flexible squad.
When the chips are down, he is the best man to be around. The way he handles each and everyone under pressure, that's the most important.
Speed of CSK, in the meantime, you got CSK that's, letting MS Dhoni still sit out there when he's like 1,000 years old and stuff like that. But
and Sharma contributes heavily to this. Even when going through criticism, he put his trust in his players who were not in the best form at that time. One of the core examples is Burma in 2015-17, and he only went forward to shine brighter. Until recently, Mumbai Indians was considered one of the best teams in the IPL, a perfect example of how to rise to success steadily. But that faith doesn't always play in his interest. After all he's done, there are still complaints from some people when you give most of the credit for the success of the team to Sharma. Sure, he's one of the best captains, but is it all because of him? Does it become unfair for the other players when you say that? Recently, Rohit Sharma was replaced as captain of the Mumbai Indians by Hardik Pandya after a huge week of hype before the Indian Premier League 2024 IPL 2024 auction. This came as a huge upset for Mumbai Indians and Rohit Sharma's fans.
Interesting.
They were beyond disappointed, coming to the point where they burnt effigies and made memes to discredit the owners and in support of Rohit being thrown away from captaincy. You might be thinking that.
All right, before he gets to that point, that's ridiculous. Come on. At some point, you do move forward. I'm sure Rohit is comfortable with this change too, and I doubt maybe I don't know, but I feel like there was probably some conversation being made. But the whole thing right before that, where he says, "Oh, all the success? Can you give that all to Sharma?" I highly doubt Sharma is taking all the success, saying that it's all because of him. I just can't imagine that. But again, what do I know?
That's taking it a bit far, right? After all, he wasn't being thrown away from the team, but even if you disregard the extreme fanaticism of Indian fans of cricket, it didn't take long for everyone to realize how terrible of a decision it was. MI began the season under...
Apparently it was a bad decision, but nevertheless, it probably didn't help that there's all the fan chaos going on that leads to chaos in the locker room too, but... I digress. I guess it is what it is.
Their new captain, Hardik Pandya, but started poorly with 3 successive defeats. Though they won 3 of their next 4 games, another streak of 4 successive defeats severely damaged their playoff chances. They also became the first team to be knocked out of the playoffs race in IPL 2024. So it is clear that Rohit's absence of captaincy did have an effect on the team.
I actually think he's been pretty consistent, which is probably the best thing you can say about a skipper.
If he was so good, why was he removed? The reason given were to bring the best out of Rohit as a player, to just let him go out and enjoy and score some good runs, to take that extra bit of pressure off him as a captain and get the best out of Rohit Sharma as a player.
Again, I know a lot of consecutive pauses, but now I get what everybody was telling me about Rohit last year and about all this. So the reasoning why, it was because he just wanted to go out there and play freely for, what was coming near the end of his career and not have all that pressure. Just go out there, play, swing the bat, get some runs, get a couple 6s, some 4s, and just really just go out there and enjoy the game instead of stressing out over it.
The team is currently in a transitionary period, training new players to take up captaincy as Rohit progresses further into his career, to make someone else ready to take up the helm. But why Hardik Pandya? Some fans have a prejudice against him as he left to play for Gujarat, but fans have been assured that he is a Mumbai Indians boy. He doesn't come without his own accolades. He went to another franchise, won the title in his first year, and ended up runner-up in his second year. So there is some very good leadership skills as well. There are continuous rumors, countless theories of inter-team politics, but the truth is Mumbai Indians haven't won the title since 2020. In 2023, they were knocked out of Qualifier 2 by Gujarat Titans. Moreover, Rohit Sharma's form did falter in the previous 2 seasons of the IPL. He has also missed many games for the franchise due to injury, so maybe a transition period was necessary. But was it too soon? It is clear as day that the squad isn't up to their usual potential, a well-rounded squad being turned
Now this is making me like really think. Those that are still with me going through all this, I watched an okay amount of the IPL this year. I wasn't able to watch every single game, but I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel like they've gotten out of that transition period? Because I mean, obviously they played pretty well to get as far as what they did. Did they make a big change in their team during this past offseason? Is Pandya still there? I don't remember, because I think we watched Mumbai Indians the first game that we covered this year, so it's been a little minute. But let me know, what do you think they changed in order to get back to winning ways?
Into a one-man army at times. Hardik himself has had a poor season too, scoring only 198 runs in 11 innings and taking 11 wickets with an economy rate of 10.58. And fans can't help but ask, was it too soon? Had the pressure gone to Hardik? And would the scenario be way different if it was Rohit Sharma in his place? It's hard to recognize this team. I've been following Mumbai Indians ever since 2008. Got to say that this is not the team that I know, Sunil Gavaskar said. However, Rohit fans don't lose hope, as he is still captaining India this season, so we have a lot to look forward to. He's still the star player that we all know. Morgan has said he has his ways of manipulating the pace of the game.
He was still contributing both on the field and in the changing room when you speak to players that have played in the same team.
He has made analysis a cornerstone for the team that he's leading.
In spades, and in many ways, it's very similar to Virat Kohli in the way that he wants to grow the team.
He has always found the right balance in the team, whether he is in or out of form. None of that has changed, and we can only hope in the next IPL season he gets back to his position and gets the appreciation he deserves. Right now, we can only hope for an excellent comeback while winning the 6th title. Let's remember, our Hitman has never let us down.
India have got 176 on the board.
Rohit Sharma, the Hitman. I like that.
Balls forward again, straight to him.
When you look at the occasion and the pressure.
Gosh, we gotta find a full highlight reel, man. Just watching this is making me so aggravated.
Quickest World Cup champion.
Comment down below what you think are the best standout moments in Rohit Sharma's career.
Man, oh man, Rohit Sharma. We're gonna try and find a true video of highlights that we can react to of his. I don't know why it's so hard to find them. It's been tough, but at least now I get a background on what he's all about, his upbringing and stuff like that, which I always think is really cool. I love learning, just the background, the story of these players, man, and how they become the greatness that they are today. So I hope y'all enjoyed that one, and hopefully we'll find a reaction video, some highlights that we can do soon. But until then, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and welcome to Real Fan Sports. Appreciate you guys, love you guys, and I'm out. Cheers.